Yeah, welcome to the chat. So on today's lesson, we are going to be learning how to identify false candlestick patterns, false breaker blocks, amongst others. These candlestick patterns, they look similar to the strong candlestick patterns. However, they are false and they are what? They are very weak. These patterns should be avoided by all means possible. As we know, just as we have the morning and evening star, which embodies a downtrend, then you have buy candles that shoots up. However, we have an instance here, and we need to know that the pattern we have here is a very false buy signal. It's a very false candlestick pattern. So right here we are going to be learning how to identify them, because right here you can see selling pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, and seeing this is selling pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure. Seeing this, we need to know that the fact that this candle, this buy candle, came down to this level before the buyers pushed up, it indicates that the sellers are still active. It indicates that the buyers are not exclusively dominant in this developing trend. So this is a false candlestick pattern. However, let us take less than a minute to explain candlestick patterns for those who are new. As you can see, price consolidating within this range and a cluster of white candles. These white candles signify selling pressure. And as you can see, price rallying up, creating series of higher highs, lower highs, and higher highs. These green candles signify buying pressure. And as you can see, this candle that's neither green or white, it signifies indecision in the market. So now let us take other instances of false candlestick patterns. We have taken one. So knowing these false candlestick patterns is going to allow you identify the patterns that are true. So let us go into the chart and take more examples. Yeah, we have one right here. So as you can see, let's say you are looking out for also a morning star or an evening star. Right here we can see selling pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, but you can see that this does not embody this sell candle, and we have an indecision candle here. So this candle right here is a false pattern and it should not be relied on. We have another pattern here. You can see right here we have selling pressure, an indecision candle, and buying pressure. Selling pressure, indecision candle, and buying pressure. This is also a false pattern and this is an unreliable pattern. So at all times you want to depend on patterns that give near perfect assembly. You want these candlesticks to assemble in a manner that is near perfect, as these are the best, strongest and reliable patterns that you can depend on in the market. Just as we have here, we have a strong pattern and you can see how price played out. You have selling pressure, buying pressure, and you can see how price jumped up. So this is a strong and reliable candlestick pattern. We are going to take more examples. Right here you can see this candlestick pattern here, where we have selling pressure and 3 buy candles. So the fact that this buy candle came and spiked the low of this candle right here, you can see how it spiked the low of this candle. Let us zoom in. The fact that it spiked the low of that particular candle, you can see it spiked this low right here. The fact that the price action played out in that manner, it signifies that this is not a strong and reliable pattern at all. We have one here as well, where you can see buying pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, and this sell candle spiked the high of this candle without that high being preserved. This is also a weak and false pattern. This is a false pattern, and we do not fall for patterns like this, as that still indicates that the buyers still have power and the dominance is not exclusively with the sellers. So we always want patterns that are in harmony. You can see this is a good pattern, as we have harmony. You can see buying pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, and the all highs are preserved while the lows are broken further down. So just take more examples. So regardless of the urgency you have to take a trade, you must be extremely cautious to make sure that your decisions are based off only patterns that are exclusively strong, as these weak patterns, they sometimes can be tricky to identify. And I can bet you they are all over the place, they are all over the chart. The market is always going to try its best to trick you with as many patterns as it can. However, once you identify the best patterns, you will never fall for its trick. Right here you can see a weak pattern, as you have selling pressure and 3 buy candles. So the fact that this engulfing bullish candle spiked this low, these lows were not preserved, it indicates that this is a weak pattern and power is not exclusively with these buyers. You can see one right here, this sell pattern. The fact that this high was not preserved, you can see this last candle, it spiked this high, so it means that the dominance is not exclusively with the sellers, as the buyer still pushed price up. You should always pay attention to how candlesticks and patterns form. And I bet you, if you're a serious student of the market, you will reap the fruit of learning. Right here we have a weak sell pattern. As you can see, a buy candle, sell candle, sell candle, and this last sell candle did not preserve the eye of this candle, so this is a very weak pattern. You can see this eye of spiked. This is a weak pattern as well. We have a sell signal as well, which is a weak candlestick pattern. You can see this is a false. This pattern should always be avoided. You can see this last sell candle did not preserve the eye of this candle. We have buy candle, sell candle, sell candle. This third sell candle did not preserve this eye. And we always want the eye to be preserved for a sell pattern and the low to be preserved for a buy pattern. So I guess we have taken as many examples as we can. So as always, win today, win forever. Plan your trade, trade your plan, and most importantly, manage your risk and emotions. Do have a peaceful week ahead. If you find this useful, like, share, subscribe, and please do follow for more.